Let's come to question 1. XEE Limited is a company which manufactures two types of material for engineering applications. It makes these two types of material in two production line 1 and line 2. Line 2 has a different process and is easier in terms of getting this fixed at customer's end and has longer life, 1.5 times the life of line 1 product. These are sold in kg. Line 1 has a capacity to produce 6,50,000 kg. Line 2 has a capacity to produce 2,40,000 kg. Basic background: two products are being made. One product is made through line 1, another product is made through line 2. I think it is pretty much a similar product. Line 2 product has a life of 1.5 times of the life of line 1 product. Capacity details are given. Company management has given a directive that in no circumstances contribution margin to sales, PVR shall go below 40%. Line 1 is running at 92% capacity utilization, 3 shifts. Line 2 at about 33% capacity utilization, 1 shift. Capacity, cost and profitability data are as under. All this profit statement is given. They're making a profit of 15%, and maybe from a contribution point of view they would be at that 40%. They wanted a 40% kind of a contribution. At the meeting of CEO, sales head and the CFO, sales head informs that there is a potential one-time order of 80,000 kg of line 2 product order from a large customer who can commit on delivery schedules for the whole of 2019-20 at a price of 250 per kg. We have got a special order at the price of 250. The normal price is 315. The sales head also informs that new customer is aware of the price of product from line 1, the fact that line capacity is full, line 2 product can deliver life which is 1.5 times. Sales head also informs that he may have to reduce the price of 5 per kg for the existing customer. So when I'm taking the special order, there is a hit even on the existing orders. I'll have to reduce the price by 5 per kg. To a question from the CEO that this would involve additional overheads, CFO checks on his laptop and informs that for an additional shift of operation, overheads will be 6.2 lakhs per annum per shift and depreciation will increase by 16 lakhs per annum per shift. The CEO poses the following question to both the CFO and the sales head. Given that order is one time, what will happen to fixed overheads committed in 1920 and the loss of profits due to reduction in price which cannot be increased subsequently? C is also concerned about the reduction in contribution from the stipulated 40%. To address the issue, the CEO asks both the CFO to come with an acceptable pricing. He indicates that the pricing should be such that percentage to sales to profit achieved in 18-19 is maintained. Percentage to sales to profit is net profit margin is maintained. Net profit margin is maintained. Mentions that the new customer should also be convinced of the price to be quoted. He also mentioned that sales from line 1 will be at the same level and the same price. You are the deputy to the CFO and you are requested to come with recommendation. Ideal price to be quoted for the new customer with reasons to be proposed by sales head to the new customer to convince him to accept the price so quoted. Reasons to be mentioned why the price to be so quoted is acceptable despite the fact that it will result in a lower contribution margin. Strategy to make up for the fixed overheads and loss of profits for the existing customers of line 2 product. Also arrive at a price to the new customer below which it will not make any sense to sell. Go through the question. There's a scenario too, you just read through it. You read through the question, it's a lengthy question. First read through it. Okay, I'll start explaining this. Question has given that there are two products. One is made from line 1 and line 2. Your line 1 is almost fully utilized, 92%, running at 3 shift. Line 2 I'm running at 1 shift. I can add 2 more shifts if needed. I have a policy that my contribution to sales, that is basically PVR should not go below 40%. If I see here, 432 divided by 1080, 40%, 100.8 divided by 252, so basically both are at 40%, so obviously the overall will also be at 40%, but my overall profit is at 15% of sales. Now I've got a new order. There's a lot of discussion which has happened among CEO, sales head and the CFO. This new order is at the price of 250. Obviously if it's at the price of 250, it will be like this: 250, 189. Your contribution is going to be 61 on 250 is going to be some 24%. So obvious thing is I'm not going to meet the requirement of 40% margin. That 40% margin requirement is somewhere not going to be met. That's a problem which I'm facing at this point of time. So the CEO, CFO, all of them have discussed. They also said that there is going to be a cost increase. There is also going to be a price reduction for the existing customer. So all this scenario was talked about, and then finally somewhere there was a decision made saying that let's at least maintain the same margin. Let's at least maintain the same net profit margin. PVR maintenance may not be possible, same net profit margin. Ideal price to be quoted for the new customer with reasons to be proposed by sales set to the new customer to convince him to accept the price. We'll first calculate the ideal price which will help me in maintaining the net profit margin, not one which will help me in maintaining the PVR. That is not possible. PVR, if you want to maintain, go ahead with 315. PVR is not to be maintained, but I am going to look at maintaining. I'm going to look at maintaining something called as net profit margin. I'm going to look at maintaining net profit margin at 15% of sales. Also, I'll have to convince the customer. I'll come to the reasoning to the customer. Same price, I'll have to convince the management. One, I'll have to convince the customer side. Second, I'll have to convince the management side. So these two I'll have to do. Third, I need a strategy as to what I can do to make up for the loss of profits, because this is a one-time order. So next year I don't want to suffer because of this. So what should I do so that I don't suffer next year? And a price at which it doesn't make any sense for me to quote for this order. Just give me a minute. Price at which it doesn't make any sense for me to quote for this order. Let's start. Working note 1. Computation of ideal price. Computation of ideal price to be quoted. The company normally maintains PVR of 40%. Maintains PVR of 40%. However, special order has lower price and PVR cannot be maintained. PVR cannot be maintained. It should fix the price. It should fix the price in such a manner that we are able to maintain net profit margin of 15%. Able to maintain net profit margin of 15%. Net profit margin of 15%. Particulars, let's create a structure. Net profit margin of 15%. Line 1, line 2 existing, line 2 special. Line 1, line 2 existing and special. We got a special order. Line 1, line 2 existing, line 2 special, total. Selling price, unit sold, value of sales, selling price, unit sold, value of sales, variable cost per unit, unit sold, total variable cost, contribution, less overheads, less depreciation, profit. We want to somewhere ensure that we at least make 15% of sales. That's the target we have been given. We'll have to ensure 15% of sales. Line 1, no changes happen. I'm copying them. Line 1, nothing changes. 180 is the selling price. I'm copying it. Line 1 is copied, no changes. Line 2, existing price will also have to fall to 310. The existing price will have to fall to 310 for the existing customers. 310, 80,000 into 0.8, 310 From 315 we'll have to bring it down to 310. Three 15 has been brought down to 310. Three 15 has been brought down to 310. Special order. I am receiving an order for 80,000 units. I've received it at a price of 250. Not very sure whether the 250 is right or wrong. So we are trying to calculate what should be the ideal price. Listen for some time. My price is X. 80,000 units. 0.80x. Overall sales is 1328 plus 0.80x. Overall sales is 1328 plus 0.8x plus 0.8x. This remains same. From a variable cost point of view, it's 151.2. All this remains same. The selling price is assumed as X, so sales is 0.8x. My total variable cost is 950.4. Contribution here is going to be 0.80x minus 151.20 minus 151.20, and this is 0.80x minus 377.60. 0.80x minus 377.60. Any doubts till this? Point 80x minus 377.6. Overheads part. Overheads is will go up by some 6.2 lakh. An additional shift of operation of line 2. Incremental overheads would be 6.2 lakhs per annum. Shift supervisor, lighting, etc. Depreciation will go up by 16 lakhs. Depreciation will go up by 16 lakhs per annum. These are relevant cost. Okay, these are not irrelevant cost. This is cost increasing. Now depreciation is normally considered to be an irrelevant expense, but they are saying depreciation is increasing, so there is some extra wear and tear which is happening. So all these are relevant costs because these are additional costs for the company. So my overheads is 246.20. 246.20. 240 was already there, extra 6.2. Depreciation is 109. 109, and I'll get to my profit number. Which is 0.80x minus 732.8. This is one version of profit. My second version of profit is 15% of sales. The second version of profit is 15% of sales.
Sir?
Yeah.
That contribution 0.80x plus 377.6, no sir?
Plus or minus? What is it coming? Okay, sorry, it's plus. Then okay, sorry. 22.4. 0.80x minus 22.4. Minus 22.4. This is one version of profit. So profit is equal to 0.80x minus 22.4. This is my equation 1. Profit is also equal to 15% of sales, equal to 15% into 199.2. This is my second equation. Obviously I'll equate it and get to know what is that x. 199.2 plus 0.12x. Do let me know if at all any computation error has happened, if at all you find anything.
Sir,
Yep.
sir, it is 0.80x plus 22.40, sir.
0.80x.
Plus 22.40.
Just give me a minute. Yeah, sorry about it, friends. So I should fix a price of 260. Price should be fixed at 260 per unit. Price is to be fixed at 260 per unit. Okay, now listen. Question is saying at what level it doesn't make sorry, okay, we have got to this. Now I'll have to first convince the customer, second convince the management. Convince the customer, convince the management. To the customer, it's more of theory part, you can see the solution later, but understand now what I'm trying to explain. To the customer, he's at 250, I just need to raise it by 10 rupees. He's at 250, I need to increase this by 10 rupees to 260. What I can tell him is, if you take a product from line 1, it's at 180 rupees. It's at 180 rupees. This information becomes critical. The life is 1.5 times. So ideally you should pay 180 into 1.5. Because the life is 1.5 times, so ideally you should pay 270. This is what I'll try to tell the customer. 180 into 1.5 is 270. I'm asking you to pay 260. Normally I sell it for 315 or 310. So I am telling you to just pay 10 rupees extra. This is what I'll tell the customer. When I go to the management, now the management issue is going to be, The contribution is going to be like this. Just listen for some time. 1328 plus sales is 0.8 into 260. This is going to be the sales figure. Contribution figure is going to be 0.8 into 260. So my PVR will come to 38.125%. PVR will come down to 38.125%. PVR will come down to 38.125%. But profit is 15% of sales. PVR will become 38%. I have a policy saying that I should never go below 40% PVR. That's a policy I was having. Now what I'll tell the management is, we were earlier earning 199.8. Now your overall profit goes up to 230 lakhs. Also you maintain the same profit margin of 15%. So we are able to maintain the profit margin of 15% and as well improve the sales. Able to maintain the profit margin as well as increase the sales, increase the profits. So sales goes up, net profit margin is maintained, overall profit is going up. So why don't we go ahead and do this? It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference though the contribution margin is slightly lower. So this is how I'll convince part 1 and part 2. That is, one is the customer, second is the management. Now the third one is the CEO had a problem saying that you did all this is fine. Now there is going to be increase in fixed overheads. There is going to be loss of profits due to reduction in price. What should I do for subsequent years? Is this customer ready to come next year? No, it looks like it's a one-time customer. It's a one-time customer. Because I'm taking a one-time order, I'm okay for the current year, but next year unfortunately I'll be impacted on one. Now what is going to happen is, this is a slight bit of an assumption needed. Listen, as of now I'm selling 80,000 units into 5, 4 lakh rupees gone. 80,000 into 5, 4 lakh gone. As of now I'm selling 80,000 units, each unit 5 rupees gone, each unit 5 rupees gone, so 4 lakhs is gone. 80,000 units into 5 rupees is 4 lakh gone. Also I will have this incremental overhead of 6.2 lakhs. What ICI has made an assumption is, which is logical, I'm going to do this additional shift of line 2. Next year additional shift of line 2 will not be needed. If the additional shift is removed, they have made an assumption that this incremental depreciation will also go off, because your wear and tear of machinery will become normal. Wear and tear of machinery will be the normal wear and tear. So this 16 lakhs is not a problem. But whatever supervisors you have employed, whatever lighting expenses increase, I don't have the breakup, but whatever supervisors you have employed, you may not be in a position to eliminate them immediately. So you will be left with extra 6.2 lakhs. You will be left with extra 6.2 lakhs. If I accept this order and I imagine the next year profit, unfortunately this contribution will go down by 4 lakh. And this fixed overheads will go up by 6 lakhs. So I am going to be impacted badly. I'm going to be impacted badly because the special order is not going to come to my rescue in the next year. It's not going to come to my rescue. So I need a strategy to recover this. I need a strategy to recover this. Strategy could be anything. Strategy could be anything. I'll just tell whatever strategy they have adopted. But you can kind of make any strategy. Next, working note 3. Strategy to ensure, strategy to take care of loss in profits and increased overhead cost. Loss in profits and increased overhead cost. Particulars calculation amount. Point number 1, loss in profit, Loss in profit due to lower selling price. Due to lower selling price. Basic logic is I'll have to take a long term view. I cannot just take a short term view and say 80,000 into 5 gone. 80,000 into 5 gone. Increase in supervision cost. Assumed to be unavoidable once the special order is taken. I'm assuming that you will not be able to bring it down. You'll not be able to bring it down. So till you make a decision, it is fine. But once the decision is taken, you cannot bring it down. I cannot say it to be an irrelevant cost because I'm yet to incur this. Unavoidable cost doesn't mean it always has to be irrelevant. As of now, it's not an irrelevant cost because I'm yet to incur this. So this is another. We are going to incur 6,20,000. 6,20,000. Incremental depreciation assumed to be eliminated once 1 second shift of line 2 is stopped. I'm assuming that I'll not incur this next year. I'll not incur this next year. Once I stop the second shift, I'll stop incurring this. I'll stop incurring this. This is my assumption. I think this is what IC had taken as an assumption. You want to take an alternate assumption, I'm perfectly fine with. Somebody can argue saying that this, there is no argument. Somebody can argue saying that supervision will also not be there. Why will supervision continue to be there? If the second shift is stopped, I'll remove the supervisor. You can take an assumption. Somebody can argue saying that why should there be depreciation? I'm going to stop the second shift. Total cost incurred or total incremental cost now the strategy in place is it could be difficult, but that's the strategy they're saying you are already selling line 1 unit at 92% capacity utilization. Why don't you sell some more units so that you kind of recover this? I don't want to recover it through line 2 because if I try to recover it through line 2, I may start incurring that incremental depreciation also because line 2 is stopped. Line 2 has only one shift as of now. Any extra sales from line 2 will need the second shift. Moment you do the second shift, you'll also incur the depreciation cost. Listen, contribution per unit of line 1. Contribution per unit of line 1. Extra units of from line 1 to be sold. Extra units from line 1 to be sold. You will have to sell some 14,167 units. You will have to sell 14,167 extra units. That's the strategy I'm going to tell them. Sell extra 14,167. I say rounded it off to 15,000. That's okay even if you leave it at 14,167 because it didn't even strike me that I'll have to round it off to 15,000. So let's not worry about that. You'll have to sell extra 14,167 for which I have adequate capacity. 6 lakh to 6 lakh 50. I have another 50,000 units capacity. So my strategy is the company should sell additional 14,167 units from line 1 to make up for lost contribution and increased supervision cost. To make up for lost contribution and increased supervision cost. 14,167. Lost contribution and increased supervision cost. Clear? I hope this is done. Part 4 of the question says, arrive at a price at which it doesn't make any financial sense to quote and get the order from the new customer with explanation. Now listen. I'll start with this as the starting point. Profit was 0.8x plus, rather than doing all lengthy calculation again, I will start with this as the starting point. I will not accept the order. I'll not accept the order if my overall profit goes below 199.8. This is like minimum I want to earn. I want to earn 199.8. I cannot go below this. Nothing below 199.8 is acceptable. Nothing below 199.8. What is 199.8? The existing profit. So existing profit is minimum required profit. Why this is minimum required profit is, as of now I am earning it. So if you are telling me to accept a order and all, it should at least contribute something. It should give me a PVR of 40%, not giving okay. It should give me a net profit margin of 15%, not giving okay. But it cannot lead to reduction in the overall profit. That is not at all acceptable. Why will I agree on an order? So this is like minimum I want to earn. Anything above this is great, but anything below this is unacceptable. 0.8x plus 22.4 is equal to 199.8. Anything below this is not at all acceptable. I at least want to earn this much. This also I'll take it up only if I'm going to get some future benefits and all. Even then 221.75 is not of any use. Anything about 221.75 is fine because I'll earn something extra. 221.75 I'll accept if I'm going to get some future benefit. This question doesn't have any future benefit, but this is the minimum I need. Minimum I need is 221.75. If there are any future benefits, then people can even go slightly below this. That is more of a non-financial analysis, saying what future benefits you are going to get. You are going to get some huge orders in future. All that analysis needs to be done, and then you can kind of reduce. Whenever a first order is taken from a customer, we normally go with a lower price to get the order and establish a long-term relationship. So minimum price is 221.75. $221.75. Any doubts on this? Clear? Now scenario 2 is a very simple discussion. In a different scenario, so they're saying don't link it together, where volumes are assumed to be exactly same, but price of raw material has increased by 12. Your cost has gone up by 12. For both the products manufactured out of line 1 and line 2, a price increase by 12 will result in drop in contribution below 40%. Calculation indicate contribution margin can be retained at 40% if the prices are increased by 20 per kg. Very simple discussion. What they're saying is this 180 and 72, 180, 108 and 72 is the current scenario. They are saying this is going up by 12, 120. Price should also go up by 12. If at all it goes up by 12, you continue to earn 72. You continue to earn 72. Price has also gone up by 12. Your cost has also gone up by 12. But the problem is 72 divided by 192 is 37.5%. So what they are saying is if cost goes up by 12, you should increase the price by 12 divided by the variable cost ratio, which is 60%. 12 divided by 60% is 20. 12 divided by 60% is 20. If cost goes up by 12 and you want to maintain, see what they are saying is cost is going up, you be happy. If cost goes up, you'll have to be happy because you'll earn more now, because you are saying you want to earn the same profit margin. You want to earn the same profit margin. So if cost goes up by 100, you'll be more happy because your price will go up by 160, 170, something like that you will try to do. So they are saying 180 should ideally become 200 and this will be 120, so that you start earning 80 and your PVR is maintained at 40%. Now look at the issue. You are saying cost is going up by 12. You want to maintain the PVR, and because of that what you are indirectly doing is you are increasing the contribution per unit. You are increasing the contribution per unit. You are requested to indicate which price increase has to be obtained from the customer and why. Is it 12 or 20? 12 is what is logically possible. 12 is what is logically possible. 20 is not possible because you can explain to the customer saying that price increase has happened by 12. The raw material cost have gone up by 12. So I need you to give me extra price. You cannot go ahead and say that you will have to take 20. This percentage margins and all cannot work. Just because you have a policy saying that you want to earn 40%, you cannot penalize a customer to that extent. So what will practically be possible is getting back only 12. Getting back only 12. So this is what we had done the first part discussion. I'll just summarize this. Ideal price would be 260, while the customer has asked for a price of 250. Price of 260 is still beneficial. 1.5 times is 270, so he is also getting a good bargain at 260. This has to be explained to the customer. At this price, while contribution drops to about 34%, this is only for line 2 product. This 34% is only for line 2 product. That calculation is presented here. I don't see that need that you will have to present this calculation. You can just say that the contribution margin is going to be on the lower side. Reason for profitability despite the contribution is overheads and depreciation increase only incrementally. This has to be explained to the management saying that you are earning more. One time order, it will be left with 6.2 lakhs, that is supervision cost. Loss of contribution of 4 lakh. Also price once reduced cannot be increased easily, so you have to sell 15,000 units. 15,000 units is this 14,167 rounded off. Depreciation will not be incurred because you will go to single shift operation. This 221.75 we did slightly different calculation, but net we got this 221.75. While the raw material price increase at 12, no customer will pay more than 12 per kg. No customer will pay, as the XC Limited will have to justify. Therefore there is a fall in contribution percentage, so there is no loss to the company as the price increase in variable cost amounting to 12 per kg is fully recovered. If cost has gone up by 12, customer at best will pay you 12 extra. In fact, in a practical scenario, we see even customer not paying 12. We see customer not even paying 12. They will negotiate saying that 12 also they cannot pay. So at best you can get extra 12 rupees. Go through question 2. You read through it. I'll be back in 2-3 minutes. this question is similar to 23, I think, which is there. So let's start going through this. Para 1 basically explains the background. It's basically a pharma company. They have come out with a product which is going to treat a contagious disease. Patent, everything is going to be applied. Market research indicates that for every 4 rupee decrease, demand will increase by 8,000 batches, with maximum demand being 1 million batches. Each batch is going to have this cost: salt X, salt Y, variable running cost, fixed overhead cost. Skilled workforce are now being shifted onto the production of new antiviral drug for treating disease 19. Has obtained patent for this revolutionary drug and is expected to save millions. The launch of this drug, the average labor cost of each batch is 38.60. Management considers that pricing decision should be based on each batch. Calculate the optimum profit maximizing selling price for RIFM and the resulting annual profit which Zoetis will make from charging this price. Recommend the pricing strategy. So let's first focus on part 1 of the question, which is on your profit maximization model. Let's start. Working note 1, computation of optimum price. Optimum price of optimum price now the data says that if you reduce price by 4, your demand will increase by 8,000, maximum demand being 1 million batches. Normally, if you have seen the previous set of questions on profit maximization model, they'll at least indicate saying that at price of 50 you will sell so many units, 60, 70, some price they'll talk about. Here that is not being talked about. They have nowhere mentioned at what price how many units will be sold, because I will have one instance. With that, I'll try to calculate A and then kind of do it. Now what they did in this question, which is logical, you can sell maximum 1 million batches, and they went ahead and said maximum 1 million batches will be technically sold at a price of 0. They said it will be technically sold at price of 0. The maximum sales will happen at the lowest possible price, which is 0. The maximum sales, obviously I'm not going to sell 1 million batches, but the maximum sales of 1 million batches will happen at a price of 0. Any question till now which we have done on profit maximization model, it had said price is going to be 500, you will sell so many units. Price is 1000, you will sell 0. Something will be there. Here that was not given. So now write the company can sell maximum units of 10 lakh. It is assumed, it's an assumption only, but a logical assumption. It is assumed that price at maximum sales level will be 0. Can it be practically 0? No. So practically it could be 10 rupees. See, what happens is, sometime you will understand that there is no point in further reducing the price. So maybe at 20 rupees you will sell 1 million batches. Below 20 there is no point in reducing. Price is equal to A minus BQ. Price is equal to A minus BQ. 0 equal to 0 is the price, A is what I'm trying to find, B is the price and quantity change relationship. 4 by 8000, price and quantity change relationship, 4 by 8000, 4 by 8000 into 10 lakh, 1 million batches, 4 by 8000 into 10 lakh. I don't have a choice left. I'll have to take that 0 assumption. Practically it can't be 0, but it's a logical assumption, so I'm not having any issue with this assumption as such. So in an exam scenario, if they don't give you any data, you may have to do this. This indirectly mean if you fix price as 500, you will sell 0 units. If you fix price as 500, you will be selling 0 units. So my price equation is 500 minus 4 by 8000 Q. Price equation is A minus BQ. A is 500, B is 4 by 8000. A is 500, B is 4 by 8000. A minus BQ. MR is A minus 2BQ. 8 by 8000. A minus 2BQ. 8 by 8000. A minus 2BQ. A minus 2BQ. Eight by 8000. Marginal cost is equal to, marginal cost is a variable cost. Marginal cost is equal to, I'll directly write them, 367.50 into 0.08. 367.50 gram into 0.08 salt X into 0.08 into 0.4. 367.5 into 0.08. 301.5 into 0.4 into 0.4 plus, I can do it as a separate tabular column, but let me do it here. 30 minutes of time, running cost is 40 per hour. So 40 into half an hour, 30 minutes, 40 into half hour, 40 into 0.5, 40 into 0.5, 40 into 0.5. Fixed cost I'm not bothered. Skilled workforce who have been working on RIFMN will be shifted to some new antiviral drug. The average labor cost outsourcing. So you'll have to outsource, you'll have to incur this. This is a variable cost, 38.6. This will be the variable cost per unit. I think put together it adds up to, just let me know if you get something different, 208.6. Put together it adds up to 208.6. Two not 8.6. Let me know if you get a different number. Yeah. So our equation is MR is equal to MC, marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. 2,91,400 batches. 2,91,400 batches is what we can sell. And based on this we'll get to know the price. My sales volume is going to be 2,91,400 batches. Sales volume is 291,400 batches. 291,400 batches. And this will give me the price. $354.30. This is the price I'll have to work with. 354.30. The optimum price is 354.30. The price will be 354.30. Now, resulting annual profit, they also wanted the profit number. I can do it in a tabular column. I can do it like this also. Total contribution minus total fixed cost. Total contribution minus total fixed cost. Total contribution minus total fixed cost. 291,400 into 354.3 minus 208.6. Be careful, fixed cost is based on whatever capacity they are saying. This 35 was calculated based on 3 lakh batches. 35 was calculated by them based on 3 lakh batches. Don't make it as 35 into 291,400. 35 was calculated based on 3 lakh batches. Three crore 19,56,980. Profit is 3 crore 19,56,980. $319,56,980. That's the amount of profit. Be careful, fixed cost is on 3 lakh batches. In fact, there's nothing like fixed cost on the batches and all. They should have ideally given me the total fixed cost. The fixed cost would have been 1 crore 5 lakh. They would have divided by 35, 3 lakh and said 35. We're done with part 1. Part 2, new antiviral drug. It's a revolutionary drug. So I'll go through a premium or a skimming pricing. I'm not discussing much in detail. I'll go through a premium and skimming pricing because the demand is also not known. While its demand is unknown, competition is not there. All of this is indicating that you will have to go through a skimming strategy for the second part of the question. Second part is skimming strategy. The overall profit was 3 crore 19,56,980. I'll go through a skimming strategy. skimming strategy because the demand is not known. It's a revolutionary drug, competition is not there. The only other important point is it may also be slightly influenced by government side, because government can put a cap on the pricing. That's what is happening with vaccines also. There's a cap on pricing which the government can put. So the government can put a cap on the pricing. We have drug price controller, they can put a cap on the pricing if needed. Clear? Okay. With this we are kind of done till pricing decision. All the areas